Hi there, folks, and welcome to the Word Solutions for this week's The Daily Rigour, issue number 270. So, Boris Johnson, I'm afraid, in a business speech had a bit of a nightmare. Ended up mumbling and apologising after losing his speech, the place in his speech. So, a 25-minute speech in total, 21 seconds was spent shuffling paper and apologising. But the interesting part is also in the speech he referenced Peppa Pig and he also performed an impression of a car. So an interesting speech all round. So what percentage of his speech did the Prime Minister spend apologising and paper shuffling? Well, the problem is we've got two different units, seconds and minutes. So we can change the 25 minutes into seconds by multiplying by 60 because it's 25 lots of 60 seconds, which is 1 minute. So that comes to 1500 seconds. So in terms of apologising and paper shuffling, 21 out of 1500 was what he spent apologising and paper shuffling. So if we type this into the calculator, this gives us a decimal, and we can change a decimal into a percentage by times and by 100, and that gives us 1.4%, so not that much really. I don't know what all the fuss was about. Okay, so on to Adele. So releasing a new album, concert for Adele, and she breaks down with a surprise reunion with her old English teacher, or maybe she was crying because she didn't like English. I wonder the reaction if her former maths teacher had turned up. Anyway, a wee kind of puzzle here to work out the name of her 4 albums, and you know what? Any excuse to form and solve an equation, I'm up for it. So 2-digit numbers to name her albums. So let's just say that X is the name of her first album, a 2-digit number. So our second album is 2 more than X. So 2 more than X is just going to be X plus 2. So the third album is 6 more than our first album. So 6 more than X would be X plus 6. And then 11 more than our first album would be X plus 11. And all of these 4 albums add together to give 95. So how are we going to solve this equation now? We could do some gathering like terms. X plus X plus X plus X gives us 4X altogether. And 2 add 6 add 11 gives us 19. And that's still going to equal 95. So maybe we recognise the equation now that it's in this form. So in order to get X on its own in the left hand side, we need to take away 19 from both sides first of all. So if we take away 19 from this side, we get 4X. And if we take away 19 from this side, we get 76. So to find the value of 1x, we need to divide both sides by 4. So 4x divided by 4 is x, and 76 divided by 4 is 19. And we said that X was the name of our first album, so our first album was called 19. Our second album's 2 more than this, so our second album would be 21. Our third album is 6 more than 19, which is 25. And in case you hadn't worked out yet or haven't been reading the entertainment pages in the newspapers, our fourth album is 11 more than 19, which is 30. So not the only way you could have solved that problem, I wonder what way you did. Either way, if you got the right answer, a very well done. Okay, so on to our annual Black Friday story. So apparently 90% of products were the same price or cheaper in the 6 months before the event. So out of 200 products, how many of them were the same price or cheaper before Black Friday? So 90% of 200 basically. So we can find 10% first by dividing by 10, because 10 goes into 100 10 times exactly. And then 90% is 9 lots of 10%, so we can then multiply by 9. So that's going to give us 180 products. So how many of the 200 products were a genuine bargain? Well, that would be 10%. Or we could just take the 180 away from 200 to get 20 products. So with Black Friday, we really should be just buying the things, A, if it's a bargain, but B, most importantly of all, if we actually need it. Okay, so the winners for the Great British Bake Off was announced, but I'm taking you all the way back to season 7 now, when Benjamina actually came up with this cracking wee formula to work out the number of layers that would be in pastry. So if there were 5 folds and 2 turns, how many layers would this make? So we substitute 5 in for F, and then we've got our plus 1 all to the power of t, and t is 2, so we can make it to the power of 2. So we do the bracket first. 5 plus 1 is 6, so it's going to be 6 squared, which gives us 36 layers. See, maths in the bake-off, but of course lots of numeracy there as well, measurement and such like. So anyway folks, there you have it. our What Solutions for this week. We hope you enjoyed solving these problems. Stay tuned for next week's edition when we're going to be looking at more stories for the news of the week and the numbers behind them. But in the meantime, thanks for watching and bye for now.